Play off preconceptions. Consider doing the opposite of what someone expects. Often, it's remarkably effective. If someone is expecting toughness, it is amazing what a simple, self-effacing remark will do. If someone anticipates a hard line, making an immediate insignificant concession is a good way to begin. The more someone thinks I want something from him, the more I will go out of my way to appear that I don't. Recently, we very much wanted to sign up a reticent client, a well-known television personality, who knew how badly we wanted to sign her and was expecting us to pull out the stops. In 2 get-acquainted meetings, I told her a little about myself and our company and talked a lot about her career, her opportunities, and how, if I were in her shoes, I would go about taking advantage of them. I never even mentioned the subject of representation. Naturally, she began to wonder why we weren't pursuing her more aggressively, and she began to pursue us. If I'm presumed to be knowledgeable about a situation, I will often say something within the first minute or two of a meeting that might indicate otherwise. At the very least, it is disarming, and generally, the less knowledgeable one appears, the more forthcoming and revealing the other party will be. Conversely, if I am thought to be in the dark, I will drop 1 or 2 innocent comments that let the other person discover that I know more than he thinks I do. In international business dealings, I have seen the language barrier, or a perceived language barrier, used effectively in this manner: no comprehend, and its hundreds of linguistic variations. It's a very useful business tool. Americans, who are probably less conversant in second and third languages than almost any other nation, and are often defensive and insecure about it, are particularly vulnerable to language barriers, and foreign executives routinely take advantage of this fact. The businessman who artfully drops 1 or 2 perfect phrases in the other person's native tongue may find his one a useful advantage. Culture and customs are interesting even within the various regions of the United States. A born and bred New Yorker, for instance, doing business in the South, is often vulnerable to what he perceives to be his own hard edge, and if I have seen many Southern businessmen like Yankees on their own vulnerability. Whenever there is a perceived cultural contrast, big city versus a small one, entertainment industry versus the Wall Street, there is probably an advantage for someone. I have seen some people play off their own culture and customs. We deal with a very successful sports promoter in Japan by the name of Atsushi Fujita, whose methods on occasion can be somewhat unconventional. Several years ago, Mr. Fujita was representing the Japanese television rights to the Rose Bowl when one of the Japanese networks made an offer directly to Rose Bowl committee. When Mr. Fujita learned of this, he drove over that night to see the network's chairman and took his daughter along. Standing on this gentleman's doorstep and clasping the hands of his young daughter in his own, Mr. Fujita told him that if the network offer was not withdrawn, he, Mr. Fujita, would lose face in America. 2 days later, Mr. Fujita had the Rose Bowl